Hagoromo just got announced as the first DLC pack for Naruto Storm Connections. Now, if you're anything like me, you are thinking, wow, they're really gonna release DLC on a completely broken game? But I do think there's some good news here because there's a patch coming out at the same time as the character. The first character on Naruto Boruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections Season Pass is coming. The legendary Sage of the Six Paths, Hagoromo Otsutsuki, is joining the battle. The upcoming patch also introduces custom matchmaking for all players. And you can see the roadmap right here. He is the first out of 5 DLC characters. Now, all of the DLC characters have leaked. I'm not going to tell you who they are in case you want to be surprised, but we know who's coming. We just don't know the order yet. But thanks to this roadmap, we now know that Hagoromo is coming out in January 2024. Now, I'm looking at the January calendar. There's only 2 weeks left. So I would say probably comes out next week, which if I'm not mistaken is at the same time as My Hero Ultra Rumble Season 3 and Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker. 2 Naruto games are going to release a character at the same time. Why? The online custom matchmaking is scheduled to be implemented soon via an update patch. The free in-game ninja battle event is also planned for a later date. So from the screenshot, it's not obvious that the next patch will have online custom matchmaking, but from the tweets, I think we can safely assume that it is this upcoming patch that will introduce it. And that was the #1 thing that this game needed: online custom matchmaking. Be able to invite friends to play. I still find it unacceptable that the game launched like that, but at the very least, there is progress being made towards fixing it. Now, unfortunately, they didn't release a trailer or anything showing off the character, but they did make a blog post, which is, I guess, the next best thing. The legendary Sage of the Six Paths, Hagoromo Otsutsuki, debuts as a new playable character. Now, we've got some screenshots of what looks to be his auto combo. This might be an up combo finisher. This is just in the middle of the string, and this could be the neutral combo finisher. As you can see, he's going to be using a lot of different elements and mostly attacking with them telepathically. It reminds me a little bit of Onoki in the game. Hagoromo Otsutsuki, a near mythical figure who is both Kaguya's son and the founder of Ninshu. He has watched over the shinobi world across the ages as disembodied chakra. Yeah, same. Up next, I think we have both of his jutsu. First up, Rain Lightning on your foe, Ninjutsu Divine Thunder. It looks like a mini Kirin almost. Thunder falls directly on top of the enemy. Depending on how fast this could actually be really powerful. It's definitely got range, and I think Hagoromo is in the air, so it's a ninjutsu that you can do while jumping. Of course, we have to see how fast it is and how big the impact is on hits. Does it crumple the opponent? Does it just knock them away? We have to figure all of that out before we know how good this jutsu is, but for now, it looks like a solid ranged ability. And for the second jutsu, you unleash an endless barrage of energy. Ninjutsu, Truth-Seeking Chaos Bullet. My first impression looking at this jutsu is that it's similar to Jigen's, where it slides back and just shoots the rods at you. And I mean, that jutsu is incredibly powerful. It even beats a lot of armor jutsu because Jigen is retreating and the projectiles just linger on stage. It could be completely different. It could be just Hagoromo stands there and unleashes a barrage of bullets. But both ninjutsu are ranged abilities, so I'm expecting this guy to be a little bit of a zoner. Not a pure zoner exactly. I mean, those auto attacks, they do look like you're going to be pretty close to the opponent. But as far as his jutsu goes, yeah, he's going to be able to shoot from wherever he is. Awaken and wield the sword of Nunoboko. Okay, so you actually get the sword on your awakening. I would say you become more of a melee character, but I mean, just look at how big the sword is. You're not going to get close to the opponent, you're fine. And for the final screenshot, Secret Technique Sage Lightning Strike, which if I'm not mistaken, it is the precursor to Shidori. In this case, it's just a part of the animation. But Secret Jutsu usually look amazing, and I can't wait to see this full thing in action. Some cool details down here. Naruto Boruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections DLC Pack 1. Release date coming soon, but because of the roadmap, we know that it's January, so it's either next week or the week after. 660 yen, so it's gonna be about $5, and it contains the playable character Hagoromo, a combination secret technique, some ninja info cards, and additional matching voices, but a combination secret technique is interesting. Assuming it is a technique for Hagoromo, I would say it's probably a combination technique with Indra and Ashura, right? Those two don't have a combination technique, and since they are new characters that will release for Storm Connections, I mean, a lot of the new characters actually have combination jutsu. But for those two characters, maybe they were waiting for this DLC release to finally unveil the big combination jutsu, and I think that's cool. Look at the roadmap, you have 5 different characters. If each one of them is gonna bring a new combination jutsu, I think that's awesome. There's a chance they won't do that, but I guess we'll wait and see. The big question for me right now is, are they gonna release a balanced patch alongside all of this? In my opinion, releasing DLC character is secondary at this point, but it is clever marketing to release the character at the same time as you're fixing everything in your game. Now, they are going to fix online custom matchmaking, and we'll be here to check out how good it is. I mean, is it more of a Storm 4 endless mode? Is it more of a Demon Slayer lobby system? But there's a lot more that needs fixing, and maybe some balance adjustments as well. There was the whole issue with the English voiceover being really bad, and Bandai did say that they were working on a fix, so is that fix coming out already in this patch? But more importantly, gameplay-wise, I think the main complaint the community has is about armor jutsu. Now, I secretly hope they don't listen to the community on that one, because I don't think armor jutsu are a problem. I think I've mentioned that in a few gameplay videos, but my full take on this is that yes, there is a problem with some ninjutsu, but I don't think the armor is the problem. Why is it that Pain's Almighty Push is a lot more broken than Sasuke's Almighty Push? I mean, you can combo from Sasuke's Almighty Push, and you can't combo from Pain's. They're both armor jutsu, they both have similar properties, so what's going on there? Why is one considered broken and the other one is just okay? In my opinion, it's got nothing to do with armor, it's got to do with substitutions. With Sasuke's Almighty Push, you can get hit and then just substitute any time you're tumbling through the ground, because you're still in a comboable state. With Pain, because it doesn't lead into a combo, you have a very small window to actually substitute. And it is incredibly annoying to run up to Pain, get pushed back by an Almighty Push, be unable to substitute, and just watch him charge up his chakra to do it again. And I think that's what's really frustrating about a lot of armor jutsu. Let's take this Naruto's Rasengan, for instance. Naruto is armored, he's gonna do his Rasengan, and you're gonna go straight into a cutscene. Now, because you're in a cutscene, you can't substitute out. Or rather, you can, but the window is very small. So if you're a little bit late on substituting, suddenly you're getting hit by the jutsu, you're taking the full damage, and you're knocked away from Naruto, which means you can just recharge chakra and do it again. If you had a bigger window to substitute out of it, you wouldn't take the full damage and you would be right back in his face. And yes, you have spent a substitution, but they have also spent chakra. So you're back to the resource management battle that Naruto Storm has always been about. And that's why I don't think armor jutsu are a problem, is actually the sub window that is the actual problem. But that's just me. And I'd like to add that none of this applies to assists. Assists are a completely separate conversation for me. If it was up to me, you wouldn't be able to call assists as you're getting hit. I don't think you should be able to use assists as substitutions, but again, that's just my take on it. But more important than fixing the armor jutsu for me is actually penalizing rage quits in ranked. To me, this is the #1 problem the game has right now, beyond the custom matchmaking. But that's coming. This, I don't know if we're getting a fix. And it seems to be getting harder and harder to nail down the issues because there are new ways of rage quitting every single day. I mean, there are tricks now where you can actually finish the match and just quit at the right time, giving both players points as if they both won the match. The leaderboards are completely ruined at this point. Like, they actually need a big reset because matchmaking is all over the place. You have a lot of boosted players with high ranks, and you have a lot of really good players that are just not willing to deal with all this rage quit stuff. So the game needs to be able to identify rage quitters, and it needs to punish them accordingly. It doesn't have to be a big punishment, just give them a loss. Just assume both players have lost a game when they join a match, and then wait for the final result to say, no, this guy actually won. So if anyone quits, congratulations, you lost the points. And if you like disconnect or something, or the game crashes, I mean, you just take a loss. That's not a big deal compared to the big rage quit issue. But that is if they decide to fix all of that stuff and balance the game, in addition to releasing the DLC and adding custom matchmaking to the game finally. We'll be here next week or the week after, whenever this comes out, to check all of that out, including the new character. And for more anime games getting updates and released in 2024, check out this video right here. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.